Hello, hello and welcome. Welcome to the Arts Council of Surrey Community Gallery here at the Newton Cultural Centre. My name is Wendy Moult. I am the producer of ACS Gallery Talks. I'm here today to introduce you to our featured artist for the month of February, ROXSANE TIERNAN. Roxanne's show is here until February 28th and can be viewed here in the gallery, but it's also available online at the artscouncilofsurrey.ca. Roxanne's show is called Art and Soul. Her work focuses on the beauty of nature here on the west coast of BC. Now this show has a different twist to it. The works are created through the Japanese process called shigiri, which means torn paper which is collaged together to create the images. Along with that, each of the pictures has its own poem, which is written by Roxanne and expresses her feelings about that piece. Works that revolve around nature have a special interest to me, and I'm really looking forward to meeting and talking with Roxanne and learning more about her work. So, let's go meet the artist. Hi, Roxanne.
Hi.
It's really great to see you. I have just been thrilled to see your show. Of course, over the years, I've seen lots of pieces, but never a collection. This is awesome.
This piece is all shigiri. Shigiri means that it's shigeru in Japanese means to tear, and a means art. So this is torn up paper art, mostly Japanese torn paper. Some has a lot of fibers in it. Some just is thick and has different colors working through it. And some is very layered, just in order to get the right hint of the green being with the pink, and so on. This piece is near Cache Creek in British Columbia. It was taken late spring, so that this is towards the riverbank, so the trees grow along the riverbank. But in the fields coming between them and the highway, there's lots of color and lots of different things growing. It's a very lush area. So it gave me the inspiration to do this painting. Now, in this painting, there's many different degrees of shigiri, different types of painting paper. Some that have little flowers in them, and some that are just semi-sheer, and some that are thick enough to make a book cover. So it's a very durable, centuries-old technique used in Japan, definitely not common here. It's hard to get all the pieces, and I keep telling my new students, if they're learning this, that when you're learning, please use white glue to glue things down, because if it goes wrong, you can tear it out. But if you use medium, which I usually use, it's permanently fixed.
That's it. Now, tell me, is there an underpainting underneath, or what would you use as your base?
I usually put a layer of acrylic medium with a hint of color behind things. This is on a deep canvas, so it doesn't require a frame. But I like to have the support at the back more or less closed, so it doesn't draw everything, all the life out of the paper going on it.
Right, right. So there's lots of layers.
There's lots of layers. There's lots of different pieces. And it's amazing how much difference just putting in these white pieces that carries your eye through makes. And it's just fun anyway.
Well, it sure looks neat, I must admit. And yes, very interesting as well. Okay, well, let's go check out one of your other pieces.
Sure.
So this is another picture under the canopy, and would you like to read one of your poems for us and just let us have a feel of what it's like?
This is from a book called Art and Soul. Art and Soul has a picture of my photo of my pictures and poetry that I've written. They're all unique. This one is very popular. It's my job to question, to probe, to challenge, to create, to make a world free from hate, to comfort, to strengthen, to respect old and new, to make friends of many, not just a few, to study the world, its many faces, to find the familiar in foreign places, to enjoy life to its very hilt, to live a life free from guilt, to be a symbol of courage, of hope, to never, no never, sit around and mope, to consider the future, to remember the past, to believe we can find peace at last, to set a goal and to follow it through, and every day to learn something new. That's my job.
Oh, that is neat. Yes,
Yes.
very nice. Thank you. So, and each of your pictures has a poem that goes with it, which I think is very interesting. And I've read a couple already, found them very, very apropos. And now our picture here, what was the inspiration for this picture?
This picture was inspired by the Cathedral Grove on western Vancouver Island. It has all tall trees and old growth. And unfortunately, some of these have fallen since then due to a windstorm. But these trees are just so beautiful and so stately, so they just absorb you into the stillness of the area around them. And it's something that someday we won't have anymore. So it's worth always preserving what you can of nature.
I so understand what you're saying. I find I've been to Cathedral Grove and several other places on Vancouver Island that have old growth, and it grabs your heart, doesn't it?
It surely does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's nice to be able to know that there is some short growth under the trees, but not a lot.
not a lot. I know that's what surprised me, how bare it really is under those trees, because there's no light getting in there. Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Well, very interesting. Thank you. Let's go check out some more pictures.
Sure.
So now we're going to take a look at two pictures, and actually I have to admit this was one of my favorite ones, this North Light.
Well, you know, I'm always inspired by what nature presents to us. Nature gives us things like these very sturdy and durable trees that survive where it's mostly rocky and barren, and then you wonder why you're paying attention to them. Well, sometimes it's just the light, the way the light comes across, but you have to really appreciate anything that struggles to survive. It's really a tribute to the strength and the capability of those trees to be there. This is from northern BC. This other one is a little closer to the coast. It's right on the coast, actually. This is the painting that the photo was taken heading to Whistler.
Mm-hmm.
So heading to Whistler and looking to the west, you will see the Tantalus Range. And the Tantalus Range almost always keeps its glaciers all year. So it's a very impressive place. Again, you have the strong trees that survived. You have the much more undergrowth here and a lot of forest in the background. but it's one of the Sea to Sky Highway is a place you should all go if you can. The Sea to Sky Highway, and this is a little north of that.
Yes, you're right. It is a beautiful drive, as long as you can see the mountains.
Yes, the mountains are.
Yes.
When I worked in Mexico, I missed the rain because I was there from first. I started at Christmas time and there was no rain till the end of March, and I was like, what? and no mountains in the area I was in.
Yes.
But from always, I will still be going out into the forest, trying to find something that just catches my eye, take a photo and go home and try and make it. This one again is shigerie. This is the Japanese technique. It's all tear and paste. That's the same as the canopy, under the canopy is. But basically this show is is focused on two things. The Shigerie technique in these paintings that I've done and the poetry that I've written. So hopefully you'll go out and try and find the book, or you'll try and find other pieces of art done in this technique.
Right. Well, thank you very much, Roxanne. I really enjoyed chatting with you today and learning about your work, and yes, love it. Love it.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you, Roxanne, for sharing your ideas and art with me today. I really enjoyed learning about your passion and how you project it into your work. Roxanne's show can be seen here at the Newton Cultural Centre until February 28th, or online at the artscouncilofsurrey.ca.